guys ready?
What's the plan, Bobby?
We're winging it, Jerry.
You always wing it. We're gonna get killed.
What you mean, we, white boy? You ready?
Here we go.
What's good, y'all? Welcome into the OG NBA betting show. Got Wham Bam and Babano here with me. And man, it's no surprise that you seen this late. He said, hell, back with this shit. But it's been a minute. What, Friday? I had a really good Friday. I'm not gonna lie. Friday, the best bet lost, but I won all 7 of my other bets. So I gotta do something about picking the best bet better for the show. But Babano, it's good to be back with you. How you doing here today?
Yeah, I think Friday was pretty good. I had the best bet loss too. Dallas got blown out by OKC. Other than that, it was a good night. We had Indiana. What was Chicago doing, laying the big points to Indiana? Chicago stinks right now. I took them again. I took Golden State last. It's faded Chicago again yesterday. I mean, that's just automatic right now. Bulls are just absolutely terrible at this point in time. But yeah, it was a good Friday. We had a couple good picks there, good winners. It was a solid weekend overall. Small profit, we'll take it. But on we go to this Monday card. 3 games. We got NBA Cup quarterfinals tomorrow and Wednesday. So a weird schedule this week, but still nonetheless some chances to make some money.
Absolutely, some chances to make some money. SB says maybe because they thought I wasn't gonna do a show today, maybe because I didn't do a show with Rob. I usually do that on the Wager Talk channel. I just did it on my channel that day because it wasn't set up over there. But we're here every day. Wham Bam, what's good with you?
Man, yeah, I'm feeling good, bro. Shout out to the people in the chat. Love y'all to death. Happy to be back. Missed the last few shows. I apologize, y'all. Been locked in, sleeping shit. You know what I'm saying? He said 0% chance. Dutch here is hilarious, Nets, man. That's hilarious. He actually said it on the sesh. If he was listening to the sesh, he said we wasn't gonna have a show today. So when I see my boys send the link, I was actually happy because I got some narratives to start off this good short week. It's going to be a short week, short shows for these next few days. We kick it right back up on Friday. I got Babano laid out for us. So, yeah, man, I'm interested in this card, this little 1-2 step, see how we get done.
All right, let's get to it. The people happy to have Wham Bam back. Yeah, they was asking for you. They said, they said, man, where Wham Bam at with them props? He been killing with them props.
When his alarm goes off, we have Wham. When his alarm doesn't go off, we don't have Wham. That's the way it works here.
Pretentious prodigy. Hit me up next time, bro. I do remember that. Hit me up next time.
For sure.
All right. First game up for today. Kings Pacers. And it opened 3.5. Looks like 4. Total hasn't really moved. I will refresh the injury report. I know we still have 20 minutes to that 1:30 mark, but Keegan Murray's still questionable. So is Schroeder. Sabonis is out, and the same 5 guys for Indiana all out. Wham Bam, you said you got some narratives. I feel like you listening to my boy talk on this one. He said, "Give me the damn ball." What you doing here, Wham Bam?
Yo, exactly. That's the narrative right here. I think this number is suspicious as well. As much as the Pacers are like, the more well team, the better coach team. You know, saying guys coming back healthy. They got a lot of things going in the right direction for them. Their offense is a lot better than this Kings team. And this team's team is not as good defensively. Surprisingly enough, they have been good, pretty good on the perimeter. They're holding opponents to the second least 3-point makes at 10 3-point makes, and they're holding opponents to 32% from 3 over the last 5 games. So they haven't been doing good there, but they haven't been doing it good inside the paint, giving up still 117 points per game in that same span. But 5 games, I mean, the boy, like you said, he said give him the damn ball for a reason. I think Zach LaVine, he had 42 points. We don't really need him to go out here be perfect. We don't need him to do that. We need him to come out here and just be a little bit more efficient, get to the line, get 22 points. You could get half of what you damn near half of what you had last game. I'm on Zach LaVine over 21.5 points. I think he's one of those guys on the trading block, and he needs to be sold properly. and I think they're going to give him enough attempts to do so. And if he doesn't get those attempts, you'll hear it from his agent. You're already hearing it from him in the public, and that's is why I think his points is going up right now. So over 21.5 points, Zach LaVine.
I get it. I'm not mad at that at all. Babano, how are you seeing Kings and Pacers?
Yeah, I have the over in this game at 234, 234.5. We're going to get pace. I don't trust really either team defensively. I've been taking Indiana a little bit lately, and they're 7-2 against the spread their last 9 games, but they haven't been favored by very many. They haven't been favored many times at all during this run. Just once, and it was against Washington, coming off a win. So, that's not saying them all that much. The lay points with Indiana, it's a little bit different. Sacramento's a team that, look, I'll give them credit. That's kind of why I'm not on Indiana either. I was impressed with Sacramento. Where did that come from? You go to Miami, tough spot, and you beat the Heat 127-111, 8.5-point underdogs. So that's the weird thing about Sacramento. They're every now and then they can come up with a pretty good game overall. I'm not sure that's going to be the case here. I lean Indiana, but I just thought here in this game over was going to be the better look. I think both teams can find their points.
Yeah, I did have a lean to the over in this one as well. Just don't really trust either defense. All right, next game up. Suns and Wolves came down from 10 to 8.5. And total came down as well from 226 as low as 223.5. You do have Dylan Brooks still questionable, no Booker or Jalen Green. Terrence Shannon Jr. and Anthony Edwards both questionable for the Wolves. I'm actually going to double back to you, Babano, on this one because, I know you took the Pelicans the last couple of times, but maybe you're into just fading these Wolves now. Total did come down. It worries me that Dylan Brooks might not be out there already without Devin Booker. How are you viewing Suns and Wolves?
I'm into fading the Timberwolves right now. And I even took the geriatric, old, decrepit, broken down fucking LA Clippers over the weekend against Minnesota. Yeah, that's right. I took the Clippers, and I hate the Clippers, and I've been fading the Clippers a lot, the last few weeks. And I took the Clippers as 8-point dogs against Minnesota on Saturday, and damn sure won the game outright. The Clippers actually they didn't win the game outright, but Minnesota hung on 109-106, but it was not an easy game. Clippers gave them a battle right down to the end. They've been awful, just absolutely friggin' terrible laying points, the Minnesota Timberwolves, for weeks now, really. There's 2-8 against the spread the last 10 games. Just the last 3 times alone, they've been favored. They've lost against the number. They won, but they didn't cover by the margin required. 2 against a lousy New Orleans team. Like I said, the Clippers have been awful for weeks all season, and 8-point favorites. They only escaped with a 3-point win. They were 6-point favorites against Boston. They only won by 4. They were 10-point favorites at Sacramento. They lost. They were 4.5-point favorites at Phoenix. They lost. And I can go on and on. They've just been, death to bankrolls everywhere, when you've been taking them as a favorite. Phoenix is a team that's coming off a bad game against Houston, but, it was a tough spot. Houston playing well. Bounce back, I think, could be in order here for the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix is another one of these teams that, they haven't been as good on the road as they've been at home. So I guess that's the small concern. But, they went to LA, beat the Lakers as a road underdog, won that game outright. They covered at OKC. They won and covered as road favorites against Sacramento. They beat Portland as a small road underdog. So if you're looking at just the shorter term, full season, it doesn't look like Phoenix has played well on the road. But if you break it down into the last few games before the Houston loss, they've played pretty good on the road and competitive basketball. So this was a no-brainer for me. Phoenix plus the points. Minnesota's been that bad as a favorite.
They have been bad. Damn. Babano's not scared. Wham Bam, what you thinking?
I like Phoenix too, bro. And funny because actually I was kind of like torn in between this game, and I didn't even want to have action here because I got action in the next game. But Babano and me are thinking similar in the next game, and we're thinking similar here. And that's the thing for me. When I'm on the same side as my boy, typically we be on the right side of the shit. So I like the first half here with Phoenix. Reason being is because they have been playing a lot better on the road too. In the first half, 4-1 ATS the last 5, and this is one of the worst first half teams by far in the Timberwolves. Timberwolves so far in the first half, I think they're the third worst. Yeah, the third worst, 8-15 in the first half. taking away 9 units so far if you've been betting them in the first half of every game. I think this is a good fade for them on that side of things. And then, like I said, I like the trend with me and my boy right here. So I probably look strongly into the Phoenix first half look just based off of their recent trend in the first half, 4-1 ATS in the first half, and then what we know for the Timberwolves. And like I said, Babano's take.
Man, these Timberwolves, huh? Fade the Timberwolves back to
And I
Suns.
think he got downgraded. He got downgraded too. Anthony Edwards got downgraded. So I like the downgrade too on bro. Good and questionable.
Suns, it's their second game since the 1st of December. Second game in a week. Timberwolves, I mean, they played that. They had, was it 2 overtime games or just 1 overtime game? I don't know, but I can understand just wanting to fade the Timberwolves here, especially for a very well-rested team like the Suns.
The thing is, there's no urgency for Minnesota. All these games they're not covering, they're still winning them. They're still winning straight up. They've won 5 in a row. So it's not like, they've been winning the games. They just haven't been covering. So it's not like, whoa, we got to come out here with urgency against Phoenix because we've been losing. Yeah, they've been losing ATS. They've been winning straight up. Keep that in mind.
All right. You're right about that. They've been sneaking away with some wins. Sure. All right. Good points on that. Spurs and Pelicans. This one opened up 10-point favorites for San Antonio. Looks like 9.5 right now. Total open 237. Looks like 238. Injuries for Spurs. Cornette is questionable. Still no Wemby. They do get Castle back though. For the Pelicans, Herb Jones is questionable. No Murray, Poole, or Zion. This is one I did bet. I bet the Pelicans plus 9.5. And I'm also looking towards I'm also thinking about Trey Murphy, whether it's his assists or rebounds and assists. Just thinking he's gonna have to do a little bit of everything. And his assists are pretty low. I feel like he's gonna have the ball in his hands. And the paint defense for the Spurs just non-existent. Defense in general sucks for them right now. So I'm thinking about his assists probably more so. Wham Bam, I'm gonna go to you first here. What you thinking, Pelicans and Spurs?
Yeah, I like Derek Queen. I like Derek Queen to go over 12.5 points. I think he gets a good volume in this game. Not necessarily thinking this is a showcase moment for him in any sorts, but the next few days they're going to have to be off. You know what I'm saying? They don't necessarily have anything, other than to try to work in the kinks here. So I think that the Pelicans are live here. They were another team that's been playing really phenomenal at the house in the first half. They're 4-1 ATS. The Spurs, in my opinion, I think the fact that they are going to play the Lakers on Wednesday, and they're going to be trying to work in Wemby back in because he's practiced last practice. I think that's going to, and Castle came back. He's going to come back, like you said. I think they're going to be in the motions. I don't think they're going to care too much about covering by this big of a margin and maybe get caught off guard early on with this Pelicans teams because they have been playing pretty well early. So I think the Pelicans early is the play I want to keep the better value here, in my opinion, other than Derek Queen. But I am also on Derek Queen over 12.5 points. So first half, 5.5 with the Pelicans, and then Derek Queen over 12.5 points.
All right, Babano, how do you see Spurs and Pelicans?
Yeah, I got the dog in the over. Dog in the over here in this game. Again, Victor Wembanyama is turning into Anthony Davis part 2. When he's out, less rim protection, less defense, a little bit faster pace. I mean, it's the same thing we apply to Anthony Davis. We're applying that right now with Wemby, and they're trending over the total of late. We know New Orleans. I like New Orleans plus the points because I like them to score. Obviously, defensively, they've still got a ton of issues. They still give up a ton of points. They gave up 119 to Brooklyn. That's hard to do in their last game on the road. And even at home in these games they've covered, the 2 against Minnesota, Memphis, Chicago, they're still giving up 125, 149, 133, 130. And Herb Jones may not play tonight either, and that's one of their best defenders. So, obviously, I think they're going to struggle on that end. So I kind of feel like if the Spurs cover, the game's going to go over the total. So that's kind of like an insurance policy in case New Orleans doesn't cover, but I think New Orleans can stay within 9, 9.5 points, especially at home. I mean, obviously they got blown out at Brooklyn, but look at the recent home games. They covered in a loss at home against Denver, 10.5-point home dogs. They lost by 7. They won outright against Chicago at home. They covered 2 in a row against Minnesota at home. The only game they've not covered at home was Atlanta, 115-98. They lost that game, and it was on a back-to-back. They were in Dallas the night before, so that was a bad spot. Other than that, Pelicans have been a great home underdog lately, so it wouldn't shock me if they're a good home underdog here again.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that. Greg Gibson in the chat doesn't think so, but I could only look towards the
Keep in mind
Pelicans.
with
And I
Greg's
get
comment, I
them.
mean, it's on the road where they've been really whipped, New Orleans. And the Brooklyn game, the last game was in Brooklyn, and they lost by 18. But at home, at the house, this team's been offensively, they've been good enough to compete. Defensively, they still have issues, but they've been good enough to score. They put the ball in the basket at home, and they cover these big numbers. That's been what's happening with the Pelicanos lately here on their home court.
I like it. All right, that's I think we did a good job. We didn't have one backwood on this ugly slate. I think that's
it's actually not bad for 3 games. I got something on
Yeah,
every
actually
game.
a pretty good slate.
How about that?
Yeah, actually.
best bet. Swam Bam. Let them know how to get paid.
Yeah, I like the first bet of the day, man. Sacramento Kings. I like the boy. He's speaking loud. I think his agent told him to say it, Zach LaVine. And it should do them numbers here. This team, they're trying to get rid of these old geezers that they have in the starting lineup. Zach LaVine being their best piece. Showcase them. Over 21.5 points, Zach LaVine, best bet.
Good stuff. For myself, I'm going with those Pellies. I took them plus 9.5. Spurs just don't deserve to be laying this, especially on the road. Pelicans have been playing well enough to cover numbers lately. I think they can do it again here tonight. Last but not least, Babano. Let them know how to get to the window and take us home.
Yes, we will go with as far as best bets for best bet, I should say, for tonight. Let's go. I think we've had a couple anti-Minnesota positions for best bets lately on the show with good success. I'm going to take Phoenix here, plus 8.5. I mean, it's just Minnesota's been awful laying points. I guess the one concern is even though Phoenix is coming off a blowout loss, they do have the cup game coming up against Oklahoma City on Wednesday. But are they beating Oklahoma City? I don't think so. In Oklahoma City, I don't think so. So you can look ahead all you want. You're probably not winning that game. Focus on a game you have a chance in. Focus on a game you have a chance to compete in and maybe even win. That's tonight. Minnesota's been a horrible favorite. So Phoenix plus 8.5 for best bet for me for this Monday card. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button. We appreciate it very much. The NBA is a hell of a drug. And you're looking at the plugs. Be sure to like, subscribe, share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh. Stay blessed. Let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.
You guys ready? It's the plan, Bobby.
We're winging it, Jerry.
You always wing it. We're gonna get killed.
What you mean, we, white boy?
You ready? Here we go.